It has now been almost, I think, maybe a week since the UCS Death Star originally leaked, and now people are discussing it, finding little things in the box art. We have the full character list, and people have given their opinions and what they're thinking about heading into this LEGO set. So first of all, let's start with what may be part of the Death Star. We'll start with what may be part of the Death Star, characters, opinions, what I think, and then price stuff. And so something that came out recently is that maybe that some of the sections of the Death Star are modular. So before we keep it going into this, all the information that I get is either through other LEGO channels or the LEGO Star Wars Leaks Reddit. And so looking at, somebody says that the Death Star, and I think this is what I've also seen in other places, is that some of the sections in the Death Star could be removable, and you can place them elsewhere, put them in a line, do stuff like that. And I feel like that would definitely be an upgrade for the Death Star. But again, it's not something that we asked for. While it makes the Death Star kind of cooler, what happens when you take them out? You've just got these giant gaps in the Death Star that have nothing in them. So maybe there is something more to the Death Star that we are not seeing. Maybe you can switch out rooms, and so you can always have different scenes going on. Different sections of the Death Star. Maybe you can make it like a Death Star with just like different rooms in the Death Star, and you can take all your display stuff and put it out in a line in front of the Death Star. Maybe you can do a mix of both. I just think that it wasn't really something we wanted. While it does make it a little bit cooler, this could potentially add things onto it. Yeah. So we've got that going for it. If they had that room switchy out thing where essentially like you have a bunch of rooms, then you can like move them in and out, and so it's more rooms that are just shown on the box at the moment, I think that would definitely upgrade the set, make it so much better, and probably make it more worthwhile at $1,000, even though $1,000 is still way overpriced for this set. The second thing is that the character lead, I'm pretty sure we now have the full character list. And so the crowning jewel of this is the Galen Erso. He goes on the display plaque in front of it with Director Krennic, from what I've seen. So we have Galen Erso, 3 Luke Skywalkers, Farm Boy, Stormtrooper, and Return of the Jedi. 1 Leia, the white dress clothed Leia. She does not have the dress piece that came in the Yavin 4, which is interesting, but okay. We have 2 Han Solos, normal Han Solo, Stormtrooper Han Solo. We have Chewbacca, Ben Kenobi, C-3PO, R2-D2, all expected. We have Grand Admiral Tarkin, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Imperial Dignitary, Admiral Yularen, 2 of those cool, those 2 officers in A New Hope that were arguing with each other, and the one that was force choked. We have Director Krennic, a Imperial Protocol droid. We have 6 Stormtroopers, 2 Death Star gunner operators, 2 of those grade officers that work on the Death Star, and then it looks like another two of those Imperial operators that have like the rounded helmets, and then another 2 officers in black, as well as 2 Imperial guards, 1 astromech droid, and the hot tub Stormtrooper. So we have that going for it. Again, there's no dual-molded legs on the officers, which we definitely deserved. There's only 1 Imperial Dignitary. There probably need to be 2. And you know what? I think that's what we need to say on it. They need to do a better job with characters. Just overall, I think the astromech droid is cool, but they need to do an overall better job with characters. So, and then heading into this last session of most of the feedback on this set has been negative, but less negative than I probably thought it would be. Most people are like, yes, it sucks, it's too much, they didn't really do what we wanted, but it's also like, it's also a little bit cool, kind of cool, but not really cool. So I think it's better than most people thought. And I would agree, I thought this is a much better set than I thought it would look like. And even looking like at the base, the base is a little bit rounded. Maybe there is options to cover it up and do stuff. But maybe it's just a little different. I think that the feedback is definitely better than what I expected it to be, but the set is not what it needed to be. And something that I saw pointed out, and this goes with the pricing, is $1,000. For $1,000, you can get this singular Death Star, or you can get I'm pretty sure it's Lego Rivendell and the other Lord of the Rings set Baludar. And like that's a really cool combo with great figs. Those figs, the figs that come in that set, are gonna be worth a whole lot in the next once those sets retire. Like in 3 years from now, those sets are gonna be worth a truckload. And again, for like $1,000, you can really build up like a modular city. Like I'm a big fan of the modular sets, and you could get like, even though this isn't a modular set, you could get like the Italian Riviera, like the bookshop, all these other sets, and build it up and build this cool city all for $1,000. They probably have better figs. It's gonna look cooler, and it's just generally gonna be a better thing for your money. Yeah, like you can get those two Lord of the Rings sets together. You can get the Jazz Club and Tudor Corner, and that's only $500. You could still buy another 2 modular sets and build a cool city. And so $1,000 is way too much for this. The figures don't elevate the set enough, and the set design is definitely not what it needs to be worth this $1,000. It's very dull colored, so a lot of like with the modular sets, I really like the modular sets. I bought the Bookshop a while back, and I'm probably gonna buy Tudor Corner. They're coolly designed, they're extremely bright, and they just look good. They're flowery, they're well designed, they're just cool. And so these sets are worth the money that you spend on them. While I do know the Death Star is gray in the movies, and so they must keep it gray, when you have a set like that where you can't design it to make it colorful, to raise it above something else, you need to add on to it. You either need to make the figs good or the design insane, and they didn't do either. The only thing that could potentially save this set now is that they have that, like what I mentioned earlier in the middle video, they have the thing where you can change rooms in and out to make different designs, to do different things with it. I think that's the only way at this point that they can save the set. Or if $1,000 was just like they see the backlash and they change the $1,000 to maybe $800, I think it gets better at that point. You still won't get the sales that you would have if you made a spherical Death Star, but I feel like those are the only 2 ways that they can save themselves at this point. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, watch another, subscribe, leave a comment on your thoughts on the UCS Death Star. Again, thank you for watching.